Good morning, everybody. I am out here on the family ranch in Bottineau County. This land has been in our family since 1887, and I wanted to take this opportunity to read all of our Minot Public School students this book, which is my favorite children's book, and it's entitled, If You're Not From the Prairie. Many of you don't know that our area is called the Prairie Pothole region, and this was created many years ago as ice formations came down during the ice ages, and they actually created these large divots in the land that we often call potholes. So even though our land is flat, there's a lot of water in our region, so we are part of the Prairie Pothole region. If you're not from the prairie, you don't know the sun. You can't know the sun. Diamonds that bounce off crisp winter snow, warm waters in the dugouts and the lakes that we know. The sun is our friend from when we were young. A child of the prairie is part of the sun. If you're not from the prairie, you don't know the sun. If you're not from the prairie, you don't know the wind. You can't know the wind. Our cold winds of winter cut right to the core. Hot summer devils can blow down the door. As children, we know when we play any game, the wind will be there. We play just the same. If you're not from the prairie, you don't know the wind. If you're not from the prairie, you don't know the sky. You can't know the sky. The bold prairie sky is clear, bright, and blue, though sometimes cloud messages give us a clue. Monstrous gray mushrooms can hint of a storm, or painted pink feathers say goodbye to the warm. If you're not from the prairie, you don't know the sky. If you're not from the prairie, you don't know what's flat. You've never seen flat. When travelers pass through across our great plain, they always view our home. They all say the same. It's simple and flat. They've not learned to see the particular beauty that's now part of me. If you're not from the prairie, you don't know what's flat. If you're not from the prairie, you've not heard the grass. You've never heard the grass. In strong summer winds, the grains in the grass bend and sway to a dance that seems never to end. It whispers secrets they tell us of this land, and they're the rhythm of life played by nature's own hand. If you're not from the prairie, you've never heard the grass. If you're not from the prairie, and yet you know snow, you think you know snow? Blizzards can bring danger, as legends have told. In deep drifts we roughhouse, ignoring the cold. At times we look out at a great sea of white, so bright in the sun that we squeeze our eyes tight. If you're not from the prairie, you don't know the snow. If you're not from the prairie, you don't know our trees. You can't know our trees. The trees that we know have taken so long to live through our season, to grow tall and strong. They're loved and they're treasured, and we watch as they grow. We know they were special. The prairie has so few. If you're not from the prairie, you don't know our trees. Still, you're not from the prairie, and yet you know cold. You say you've been cold. Of all of those memories we share when we're old, none are more clear than that hard, bitter cold. You'll not find among us a soul who can say, I've conquered the wind a cold winter's day. If you're not from the prairie, you don't know the cold. You've never been cold. If you're not from the prairie, you don't know me. You just can't know me. You see, your hair's mostly wind, my eyes filled with grit, my skin red or brown, my lips chapped and split. I've lain on the prairie and heard grasses sigh. I stared at the vast open bowl of the sky. I've seen all the castles and faces in the clouds. My home is the prairie, and I cry out loud. If you're not from the prairie, you can't know my soul. You don't know our blizzards, or you fought off the cold. You can't know my mind, nor ever my heart, unless deep within you there's somehow a part of these things that I've said that I know, the wind, sky, and earth, the storms, and the snow. Best say you have, and then we'll be one, for one thing have shared, that same blazing sun. And that is the end of the book. Today, we have a beautiful day here on the North Dakota Prairie. I encourage you to get out and enjoy the sun and listen to the wind and listen as it whistles through our trees, and know that soon we'll have grass and we'll have leaves on our trees and our world will be changing. So I just want to say, everybody at home, we miss you so much, and hoping that we have brighter days to come with a lot of warm weather and an opportunity to get to know our prairie. Thanks, everybody.